Good morning and happy Sunday. It's another edition of In the Know, and today we have two interviews. One with Rochelle City Manager Jeff Fiegenschuh, talking about the latest goings-on with the city of Rochelle. And also joining us this morning will be Chad Young from Prescott Brothers Ford in Rochelle, talking about the upcoming 2-ton food drive going to be happening on Thursday, the 20th. It's In the Know this morning, hosted by Gary Peterson.
We are talking now with Chad Young at Prescott Brothers Ford in Rochelle about the annual 2-ton Thanksgiving food drive coming up Thursday, November 20th. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. We're about a week away, so it should be a good time.
Yeah, it's ramping up. We're excited. I mean, we've got phone calls coming in, and I've been making, the phone calls at the dealerships, so every donation's going to help. It's going to be a big year.
All right, yeah, 20th anniversary of the event that started way back a long time ago, Prescott Brothers Ford. I think this is the fifth
Yeah, this
year?
is the fifth year down at the dealership.
Yeah, so big thanks to Prescott Brothers Ford and all the gang down there that put up with everything. I mean, it's a big day.
Yeah, it's a huge day. I mean, it takes everybody down there. It's a big team effort, We've been sending out emails, sending out letters, making phone calls for about the last 3 weeks here. So really trying to do our part to bring in as much as possible. We know this year more than ever the need is huge. We've talked to the Rochelle Christian Food Pantry. Their shelves are, getting a little bare. So we're going to definitely do our part to help stock them up.
All right, we're going to stock it up with food, and we really need the money because the money goes a long way for the food pantry. And, of course, we've raised a lot of money in the last several years and need more this year. And they can drop it off now or they can drop it off that day here at our studios at Prescott Brothers Ford. We'll take it all. No donation is too small.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or too big.
Every little bit helps. We've got a jar down there. We've had some monetary donations come in. I got a phone call yesterday about a pretty big food donation that we're going to have come in. So like you say, every little bit helps. The monetary donation, for every $1 that we get donated, the food pantry can turn it into $8 at the food bank, So that goes a really long way with them as well.
Yeah, and of course, a day starts at 7 a.m., goes to 6 p.m., and we hope to announce a big number at 6 p.m.
Yeah, we're hoping so. So it definitely takes the whole community, I mean, I don't know. We get a lot of credit down there, but truthfully, we just do a small part. We just have the place. We do a little bit of legwork, but it takes everybody in the whole community to come together to help to make those donations, because we wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for them.
Sure. And before you go to work or school, or after you get off work or school, bring in your donation. If it's $5, $10, $20, $100, whatever the case may be, or just some non-perishable food, we'll take it. We need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like say the shelves are getting short. I know they were, saying that they could use some tuna, they could use some mac and cheese. I mean, I've got a list there, of stuff that they could use. So the non-perishable food items definitely go a long way. Those go straight on the shelves. And then again, the monetary donations, we've been pretty fortunate. Last year we had a really big year. So to try to surpass that is going to be really tough. And that's why we're going to lean on the community again. We need everybody's help.
And everybody always asks, when is the distribution? It's going to be that Saturday morning starting at 9.
Correct. Saturday.
At Prescott.
Yep, correct. Saturday the 22nd, the distribution will be at 9 a.m. We've got a pretty good process down. Last year we got backed up a little bit, but we tried to get them through as quick as what we can. So
yeah, and they'll start lining up pretty early, but you don't have to be there early, because I think there was last year with all the great donations, there was plenty to go around that day because everybody gets a box with a turkey.
Yeah, everybody gets a box with a turkey that comes down. So, they start lining up pretty early, like you said. Usually I get there about 6:30 in the morning, and there's already a few cars there. But there definitely will be enough, that's for sure.
And it's a lot of work because you got to move all your great new and used cars kind of out of the way to get a pattern going through there so that we can get them in and get them out and on their way.
Yeah, it's a team effort. All the sales guys and everybody down there does a really good job helping get everything organized. So I definitely can't thank them enough for their help as well.
All right, Prescott Brothers Ford is the site. It's next Thursday, the 20th of November, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Prescott Brothers Ford. You can drop off a donation today and check out some cars while you're at it.
Yeah, come on down and see us. We look forward to seeing everybody.
All right, thanks again, Chad, and all the gang at Prescott Brothers Ford. We'll see you in a week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
The annual 2-ton Thanksgiving food drive, Thursday, November 20th. Talking now with City Manager Jeff Fiegenschuh of the City of Rochelle. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good. Glad to have you here after a pretty lengthy and important meeting. A lot happening last night. You're filling in for Mayor John Barrows today, so we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a great meeting. We had a lot on the agenda, some pretty heavy discussion items. But yeah, we accomplished a lot for the residents of Rochelle.
Yeah, the new finance director was sworn in, or how do you do that? Is that what
so
you call
it's two positions. Yeah, Matt Hoffman, he's our new finance director, but also the city treasurer. And so he was appointed and sworn in as the city treasurer, and we're excited to have him on the team. I was on vacation last week when he started, but when we hired him, we went through a search firm, and the department heads and everybody who was part of the interview process really coalesced around him. He was everybody's top choice, and we're glad to have him on the team.
All right. So a lot of things happened last night. A lot of times the meetings are short and sweet, but last night's was pretty long. A lot of important things got done. Tell us about some of that.
Well, let's just, on the discussion items, we had some really good stuff. Burlington Junction Railway, who runs our railroad for us, they were there to kind of talk about how things are going out at the rail system and at the transload center. And, we're seeing this is probably our best revenue year in the rail department since 2022, and probably our second best year since I've been here. So they've done a great job bringing in new rail traffic and promoting the transload center. We had an issue at Spring Lake this year where our power pole fell over and a transformer leaked into the water. And so we're finally done with the cleanup and the remediation there. Michelle Peace presented a small business interior improvement program. She and I met a couple weeks ago about the facade improvement program, and we were talking about what are some new ways that we can try to help people who want to start businesses in Rochelle beyond just facade improvements. And we came up with the idea of doing a program that helps maybe people do improvements to their buildings and maybe expanding it to help pay for rents. And so at the next city council meeting, we're going to present an action item to create a new program to assist people who want to move their businesses into the downtown. And we did put $30,000 in this year's budget to help fund that. And then Blake presented on what's called the Fast Forward Line Inspection Program. It's really cool. So we hired a company to come in and do thermo imaging of all of our power lines and all of the equipment on our lines, and they look for hot spots. And so they can determine when potential outages are going to occur, if equipment is running or lines are running hot, and then Blake can send his crews out there to inspect it and fix it before we ever have an actual outage. So I love bragging about that because we're doing great things to keep people's power on, and one of the things that we're doing is making sure that the outages don't even occur. We fix the problem before then. So good discussion items. Probably the biggest item on the agenda was the approval of the tax levy last night. Our EAV's gone up about $30 million over the previous fiscal year. So we presented a tax levy where the dollar amount that we request, goes up 3%, but the actual levy goes down. So last year, and there was a lot of talk in the legislature, they eliminated the grocery tax last year. And so the mayor and council decided not to extend the tax, which the state gave us the authority to do. But what they did is they increased the non-home rule sales tax from 0.75% to 1%. But what I told them was, if you do this, we're going to work hard to get our levy below 90 cents. And last year it was at about 92 cents. So this year we got it down to 87 cents. And we're going to try to, I told them every year I'll try to continue to lower it, but at least we'll keep it at the 87 cents. So I'm super happy. That's I don't have the numbers in front of me, and I can only speak for the city portion of the tax bill. But on a house like mine, I'll probably see about a $20 to $30 decrease on my city portion of the tax bill.
It all helps.
So it does. So, and then a lot of the agenda was, whenever we issue bonds for projects, and they're called alternate revenue bonds, and we dedicate other revenue sources to pay the debt service besides the property tax. We have to abate the taxes on that. Otherwise, the county will automatically levy a tax to pay it. So if a couple years ago, we borrowed $9 million in alternate revenue bonds for electric improvements, and we dedicated the electric revenues to pay for it because it's an electric project. But because it's still an alternate revenue bond that has a backup of the tax levy, we have to abate those taxes. So there are numerous housekeeping items on the agenda to abate those taxes so that the county doesn't automatically levy them. And then let's see here. We purchased a piece of property last night, 313 West 5th Street. It's over by the fire station, and it's all part of this downtown project. And if you go downtown, you'll see the construction going, and we're excited that it's commenced. But we did take, I think, about 22 parking stalls that the fire department uses. And so we bought one house directly to the east of the fire department off of Main Street, demolished it, and you can see that it's been demolished. And there was another house next to it, 2 lots with one house. And so the owner was able to, the tenants moved out, and we finally were able to move forward with that purchase. And that will be demoed, and what we'll do is turn that entire area into public parking for the fire department, or on weekends if we've got festivals and events downtown. So council moved forward with that purchase. And then we also had numerous easements that needed to be approved for the new Centerpoint substation. So we're building a new electric substation out by Mighty Vine, and that needs to be connected to the Ritchie Road substation. And so we've been working over the past year on easements with property owners to either have below ground or above ground power lines or poles on their property to extend a power line from Centerpoint substation at Mighty Vine to Ritchie Road. So council approved numerous easements last night for those, and then we went into closed session to talk about some economic development stuff.
Okay, wow, that's a lot of things in one meeting last night.
Yeah, it was great. We accomplished a lot, but again, I'm super proud of the tax levy. I'm proud of Blake and the mayor for working on some of these easements and getting those finalized. And you know, this new program we're going to present to the city council to help our businesses with additional expenses. You know, we're hearing, things are tough right now. And if we have a little extra money to help our business owners, we want to do that. So I'm excited at the next meeting to bring that proposal before council for consideration.
Sure. Speaking of meetings, there's a meeting on the proposed data center, correct?
Yeah. So next Monday and Tuesday, next Monday night, the 10th at 6:00, we have our budget workshop where I present the 2026 budget. And then the following night on the 11th from 6 to 7:30 at City Hall, we're having a meeting on the proposed...
The 18th, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, on the 18th,
yeah,
the data center. I'm sorry, the 18th. I apologize. From 6 to 7:30 at City Hall, and we'll stay there longer than 7:30 if people have a lot of questions. We'll stay as long as it takes, but from 6 to at least 7:30, we'll have the developer there to talk about the project. I just want to emphasize that we don't actually have a data center that's coming yet. This is just the project developer, site selector. Their biggest concern is being able to procure power, and so we've been working on a development agreement to do that over the last year. Mayor and council 2 months ago actually approved what we call a market-based rate, which gives, it's not just data centers, it's any user over 15 megawatts can actually go out into the market and buy and procure their own power, and then they pay us a premium to use our distribution lines and all of our infrastructure. So yes, on the 18th, thank you for correcting me, I got too many meetings going on right now.
You do.
The 18th, we'll have the data center meeting, and we're super excited about that.
6:00, you said,
6
right?
to 7:30, yep.
Okay. All right, that's a lot in one little segment.
Well, I appreciate it. I love, we talk a lot about keeping the public informed, and so I'm very happy with the relationship we have with our radio and our news, and you guys do a great job working with the public and working with the city to get the news out there. So the fact that you let us come on here and talk about the council meeting or whatever is great. So thank you for that.
All right. Well, good to hear, and thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Yep.
You can hear In the Know every week at this very time, bringing you stories and information and interviews with folks in the community you need to know. You can also find editions of this program on the Super Hits 93.5 YouTube channel and also featured in podcast form at our website. So be sure to check that out. In the Know returns next Sunday at this very time.